6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister has directed to transfer the impact of reduction in petrol and diesel prices to the people immediately. Shahbaz Sharif has appreciated the keen interest of Abu Dhabi ports to invest in ports and shipping industry of Pakistan. The Defence Minister says armed groups that attacked military installations are enemies of the country. 3 more leaders of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf announced to quit the party for damaging national and military installations. The Planning Minister has termed China-Pakistan Economic Corridor a central pillar of bilateral economic partnership between the two countries. At the United Nations, Pakistan has reaffirmed its commitment to reduce disaster risk and build climate resilience. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, a complete strike will be observed on Monday to register protest against holding of the G20 meeting in Srinagar. And now the news in detail. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif has directed to transfer the impact of the reduction in petrol and diesel prices to the people immediately. Presiding over the meeting of the Federal Cabinet in Islamabad today, he also directed to ensure reduction in the prices of other commodities and take stern action against the profiteers. The Federal Cabinet endorsed the decisions taken in the National Security Committee meeting held on Tuesday last. The Cabinet approved the establishment of Insurance Tribunal in Rawalpindi. Under the approval, no additional expenses will be incurred on this new tribunal, and the existing Accountability Court No. 4 will be converted into the Insurance Tribunal. Briefing the Cabinet about the details of his yesterday's visit to the Pakistan-Iran border, the Prime Minister said the project of importing 100 megawatt of cheap electricity from Iran was completed in a very short period of time. He said with this project, electricity supply has been ensured in South Balochistan, especially Gwadar. The Prime Minister said this project will usher in a new era of development and prosperity in the backward areas of Balochistan. Shahbaz Sharif said Mand-Pashin border market was also inaugurated, which will provide business and employment opportunities to the residents on both sides of the Pakistan-Iran border. He said the Iranian president also evinced keen interest in the promotion of bilateral trade between Pakistan and Iran, while fruitful discussion was also held on cooperation in the fields of agriculture, science and technology and solar energy. The Prime Minister said a high-level delegation headed by the Foreign Minister will visit Iran to ensure progress on these issues. He informed the Cabinet that both Pakistan and Iran agreed to further strengthen border security mechanism along the Pakistan-Iran frontier to make it a symbol of peace, brotherhood, development and prosperity. The Prime Minister also briefed the Cabinet members on the details of the agreement en route to Makkah signed with Saudi Arabia on last Tuesday, which will benefit a large number of Pakistani pilgrims. He expressed the hope that with the support of the Saudi government, this facility will also be provided to the intending pilgrims at Lahore and Karachi airports from next year. A United Arab Emirates delegation called on the Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif in Islamabad today and expressed the desire to give further momentum to United Arab Emirates investment in Pakistan. The chairman Abu Dhabi Ports, Sheikh Ahmed Al Mouk Al Maktoum, who is also a member of the ruling family of the United Arab Emirates, led the delegation. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister assured that every possible support would be extended to the United Arab Emirates investors. Referring to the fraternal ties between Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates, the Prime Minister said Pakistan attaches great importance to further expanding brotherly ties with UAE in diverse fields, particularly in trade and investment. He welcomed the keen interest of Abu Dhabi ports to invest in the ports and shipping industry of Pakistan. The Defence Minister Khwaja Mohammad Asif says Pakistan will overcome its political crisis soon. In an interview with Al Jazeera, he said the people who attacked military installations are the enemies of the country and such action tantamounts to war against Pakistan. Khwaja Mohammad Asif said trials of people involved in attacking military installations, military bases and residences of military personnel will be under the Army Act as per the Constitution. He said the general elections will be held on its stipulated time in October this year. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf minority wing's leader Jai Prakash has announced to quit the party due to the violence that took place all over the country. Addressing the media in Karachi today, he strongly condemned the violence that took place in the country following the arrest of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chairman. He said those responsible for the attacks on army installations, Jinnah House and other defense installations should be punished. Meanwhile, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's former Minister Iqbal Wazir has also announced to quit Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. Addressing a news conference in Peshawar today, he regretted the damage caused by party workers to national and military installations. Besides, member Balochistan Assembly Muhammad Mubin Khilji has resigned from Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. He made the announcement at a presser in Quetta this afternoon. Pakistan and Ireland have agreed to make bilateral political consultations a regular feature of the engagement between the two countries. The understanding to this effect was reached after the fourth session of bilateral political consultations between Pakistan and the Republic of Ireland held in Islamabad. During the consultations, the two sides reviewed the entire spectrum of bilateral relations. The next round of consultations will be held in Dublin next year. This is Radio Pakistan. The Minister for Planning and Development, Professor Dr. Ehsan Iqbal, has said China-Pakistan Economic Corridor project is a central pillar of bilateral economic partnership between the two countries. The Planning Minister sent a letter to China's newly appointed Chairman, National Development and Reform Commission, Yang Shanxi, congratulating him and expressing his commitment to continue implementing the Belt and Road Initiative and the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Professor Dr. Ehsan Iqbal said the incumbent government has revived the stalled CPAC projects, which have been expedited. At the United Nations, Pakistan has reaffirmed its commitment to reduce disaster risk, build climate resilience and cater to the urgent needs of the flood-affected people. The resolve was made by the chairman of the National Disaster Management Authority, Lieutenant General Inam Haider Malik, while addressing the United Nations General Assembly's two-day high-level meeting in New York, highlighting Pakistan's assistance to the earthquake-hit people of Turkey and Syria. He said climate threats need global response. The incarcerated chairman all parties Hurriyat Conference Musarrat Alam Bhatt has urged the people of the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir to observe a complete strike on Monday, May the 22nd, to register their protest against the holding of the G20 meeting in Srinagar. According to Kashmir media service Musarrat Alam Bhatt, in his message from New Delhi's infamous Tihar jail, also appealed to the people of Azad Jammu and Kashmir and the Kashmiris living across the world to hold protest demonstrations on the day against the illegal move of the Modi regime. Chinese President Xi Jinping has unveiled a grand plan for Central Asia's development. Addressing a China-Central Asia summit in Xi'an city of Shaanxi province, he said Beijing is ready to coordinate development strategies with Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan. Later, addressing a news conference with his Central Asian counterparts, he said the summit has added new impetus to the development and revitalization of the six countries. Saudi Arabia has strongly condemned the storming of the Al-Aqsa Mosque by a member of the Israeli government's members of Knesset and extremists under the protection of the Israeli police. The kingdom's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in a statement today, said Saudi Arabia categorically rejected such violations and all provocative actions. And finally, the weather report. Hot and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while very hot conditions are likely in south and central parts during the next 12 hours. However, rain thunderstorm is expected in Kashmir and surrounding areas. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.